Do our loved ones watch over us after they pass? The answer, through the thousands of readings that I've done, is a resounding yes. And the way that they validate these moments is through specific moments of knowingness. What you were doing, what you've done, inside jokes, recent conversations. When those come through in a reading, it shows that despite the fact that I don't have all the answers, they are clearly in a state where they are willing to connect and at ease. People so often ask me, how do our loved ones communicate with us? And I often say that dreams, as cool as they are sometimes unreliable. Not everybody remembers their dreams, right? But what's so compelling is synchronicities, moments of meaningful coincidence in which time and space seem to align and allow for an opportunity of meaning. If you're going about your day and you find yourself taking a chance, doing something different than you normally would, and you find that that seems to almost cause a sign to happen or enter into your life, view that as the sign that it is, a validation, a connection that we are so much more connected than we initially realize. It's so much more than just dreams. It's in our waking lives too. It's just a matter of having eyes to see. By nature of my work, grief is a daily part of my life, and it's changed how I approach loss and life as well. When I interact with clients, I've really learned that grief is a lifelong relationship. It's like weight. We all carry it differently throughout our lives. And it's not something to be resolved or absolved. In the beginning of my work, I used to put a lot of emphasis on providing closure. And I've learned as time's gone on that grief is not something to be closed. It's an ongoing relationship that we have with our loved ones who've passed and with our understanding of the world around us. In life, we will face many griefs, little deaths, and it's just a matter of being able to move forward and honor that of which we've lost through what we obtain. When we can introduce a world to our loved one who never got the chance to physically meet them, then the world is better off. We are better off, and we honor them in a more well-rounded way. People ask me all the time, what's the difference between a Taco Bell dream and a spirit visitation, right? Dreams are usually nonsensical. They're fantastical. We very rarely remember a beginning, a middle, and an end. But anyone who's had a spirit visitation knows that it's completely different than just a dream. You wake up, there's a sense of hyper-reality. It was almost more vivid, more colorful, more real than one's waking reality. Oftentimes, these little visitations happen when we're in a susceptible state, when our subconscious is allowed to be free and come forward. And it's in those creative states that loved ones deliver messages. Dreams very often will just be the subconscious's way of trying to bring things to your attention. But when a dream involves a loved one who's passed and it has a succinct beginning, middle, and end, that's when you know you're working with something more than just eating before going to bed. One of the most challenging parts around dream recall involves being able to grasp into the message the moment you wake up. It's why I recommend people have a dream journal, a piece of paper, and a pen near their bedside. It's a great way to be able to work out what's going on, look back at your thoughts and feelings, and even facilitate communication with higher forces. One of my favorite ways to try to facilitate a connection with people who've passed is actually right before bed. There's no greater opportunity to meditate than when you're lapsing into sleep. You have to do it anyway, so you may as well give it a shot. In this state called hypnagogia, between wakefulness and sleep, there's a prime opportunity to think about your loved ones, to call out to them, and to see perhaps if you hear anything back. You'd be surprised. Give it a shot. So often when it comes to science, people will attribute hummingbirds or finding pennies to their loved ones. And it's not that I believe that on the other side they're obsessed with dropping dimes. If so, I'd really like a quarter. Or that they're riding on the backs of hummingbirds. It's really so much more complicated than that. They know what we attribute to them. And when we see these things and meaning is evoked, this is for me an opportunity for connection, an opportunity to remember them and to involve them in our lives through these symbols.